Hello once again. Mr. Lofton here. We're going to read through the third article of this week that Ms. Chastain's posting. This one is going to be called Camel Spiders, Murderous Speed Demons of the Desert. All right. Um, and once again, I'm going to go up here to the Lexile level. I can adjust this. It looks all the way down to 420 or things in between. So if you guys were wanting to do this on your own, uh, feel free. You guys also have the Read and Write app up here that I've shown you on the previous two videos how to use. So if you're wanting to take it down a level to any of these, if you know what your Lexile number is and you feel like that's a good reading level for me, you guys can do that. I'm going to be reading at 870 for this video. And I'm going to kind of go through here and try to help with any unknown vocabulary. It's kind of hard when I can't see your faces, because sometimes I can see your faces showing me that you don't know words. So yeah, this is a little bit different for me, so bear with me. Teaching online and through video is a little bit different. But again, I hope you guys are taking care of yourselves and, enjoying this little break that we have. So this caption of this picture says, camel spiders have a fierce reputation, but in truth, they aren't spiders at all, but solifugids. I've never heard that word before. Okay. And now we go down into the article. This article was published back in May of last year. Many Americans are familiar with the camel spider. There are many stories that paint the creature as a monster. However, this is not entirely fair. Photos of the camel spider came out in the early 2000s from American soldiers in Iraq, a country in the Middle East. The photos made the creature appear huge. There were rumors the spider ran through the desert screaming and jumping on camels. Some say they would hide in sleeping bags, ready to inject you with venom or poison. False legends. In South Africa, camel spiders are called haarskierders, or beard trimmers. Some there believe if you sleep on the ground, camel spiders will come trim your hair in your sleep, using it to line their nests. In the Middle East and North Africa, legend has it they nip at the bellies of camels until their stomachs fall out. Then, the spiders eat them or lay eggs in them. Gross. Okay. None of this is true, of course. Firstly, camel spiders are not spiders at all, but solifugids, or fugids. Solifugids are a type of arachnid, an insect group that spiders also belong to. You can find solifugids on every continent except Antarctica and Australia. All 1,150 species have 8 legs and 2 body sections like spiders, scorpions, ticks, and mites. However, they're different enough to belong in their own order. Secondly, solifugids are aggressive and angry, but they're not venomous. The large jaws of most species can't even break through human skin, much less a camel's belly. Thirdly, the largest camel spider has a leg span of around 6 to 8 inches, which is big for a spider, but it's not like something from a horror movie. Lastly, they seem to take little interest in human hair. Christy Reddick thinks camel spiders are fascinating. She's the founder of the Bug Chicks. This company uses arthropods, a group of animals that don't have backbones, to teach young people about social issues. Bugs, lobsters, and shrimp are arthropods. Okay, so this whole section here was just kind of dispelling several myths that people have about the camel spider. So if you think back, they talked about how they don't actually eat human hair, that they're not actually spiders at all, and that they're not quite as big as they seem. They're not like horror movie monsters. So it's kind of demythologizing them or making them seem more realistic. Excuse me. Signature hissing sound. Reddick says she first saw a camel spider in the African country Kenya. She saw it rub its jaws together and make its signature hissing sound. It had such an attitude, she says. I just fell in love. It would seem difficult to fall in love with an arachnid that acts like a pro wrestler. Its body, too, looks gathered from a scrapyard. Still, the camel spider is lovable, Reddick says. They look like they have 10 legs, but their first pair are actually mouth parts called pedipalps, says Reddick. I kind of think of them as mouth hands. The pedipalps help them bring prey into their big jaws, she adds. Oh my, here's another picture, and the caption on that says, a sun spider forges in an Arizona desert. Like the camel spider, it's not really a spider at all, but a solifugid, which is a type of arachnid. Okay. Creepy, creepy, creepy. Protective predators creep around at night. Most solifugids only creep at night. They are protective of their area. These animals are also predators in dry areas. They eat other predators in the same size range as them, or a bit larger. They even eat each other. Unlike spiders, solifugids don't have venom. It's unnecessary because their jaws are so powerful. They can push their food through their mouths by sawing their prey back and forth. Imagine an old-timey cartoon character eating a cob of corn. Mass ant killings. And this is the last section. Solifugids are also insanely fast, able to reach speeds of up to 10 miles per hour. Such speed means they need consistent fueling, so they eat quite a bit. But that doesn't necessarily explain one solifugid behavior, mass ant killings. For some reason, camel spiders will sometimes go after ant nests. They just tear ants in half constantly until they're surrounded by an enormous heap of ant carcasses. Some scientists think maybe they're killing the ants to save them as a snack for later. However, Reddick published a paper in 2014 about the diet of solifugids. She and her co-author found that solifugids don't really like eating ants. Another explanation for this behavior could be that they're trying to clear out the ant nest in order to find a nice place to escape the desert sun. Still, it's a mystery as to why they do this. Despite this odd, violent behavior, remember, camel spiders can't hurt you. Just because something is a predator doesn't make it bad or mean, says Reddick. Solifugids have so much great attitude, and they're soft and fuzzy, she says. When you pet one, it's like petting a little mouse. A little demon mouse. A little demon mouse, okay. All right, we're going to get down to the questions and kind of run through those and make sure that we're clear on what the questions are asking. So the first question is, which sentence from the article supports a main idea from the article? So first you have to decide what the main idea is, and then you have to say which of these supports that. Okay, so if you had to ask yourself, what is this article mainly about? What is it trying to tell you about the camel spider? Then you would have to ask yourself next, what of these four options best supports that main idea? A, photos of the camel spider came out in the early 2000s from American soldiers in Iraq, a country in the Middle East. B, she's the founder of the Bug Chicks. C, bugs, lobsters, and shrimp are arthropods. D, solifugids are also insanely fast, able to reach speeds of up to 10 miles per hour. So again, think about what the main idea of that article is. What was it trying to tell you about? What's the main thing about that subject it was trying to tell you? And then what of those supports that main idea. Number 2, read the paragraph from the article. In South Africa, camel spiders are called harskeeters or beard trimmers. Some there believe if you sleep on the ground, camel spiders will come trim your hair in your sleep, using it to line their nests. In the Middle East and North Africa, legend has it that they nip the bellies of camels until their stomachs fall out. Then, the spider eats them or lays eggs in them. Kind of gross. Okay. How does this article support a main idea of the article? A, it highlights myths about camel spiders that are not actually true. B, it shows that camel spiders are found on many different continents. C, it highlights reasons why camel spiders are dangerous to people. D, it shows why scientists are interested in studying camel spiders. So this one talks about a main idea. It doesn't say the main idea, it says a main idea. So I would think about, where did that paragraph come from? In South Africa is the beginning of that. Keeps getting bigger on me. So false legends. If this section is called false legends, that may be a clue as to what the particular main idea that they're talking about is. So if that's in a section called false legends, think about which of those is mostly going to support that. Okay? Number 3, read the selection from the introduction, paragraphs 1 and 2. There were rumors the spider ran through the desert screaming and jumping on camels. Some said they would hide in sleeping bags, ready to inject you with venom or poison. The question asks, how is Christy Reddick most likely to respond to this section? A, she would say that camel spiders do not hide in places. B, she would say that camel spiders do not live in the desert. C, she would say that camel spiders do not make sounds. D, she would say that camel spiders do not have venom. Again, I'm going to use my friend Control F. And when I use Control F, it's going to pop up with my little box here. This is asking about Christy Reddick. So I'm going to type in her last name and find out where does it talk about her in this article and what would her response be. So she's mentioned there in the pic. She took that photo. The next place she's mentioned is here, here, here. So she's mentioned 6 times throughout the article. So I would just read those parts where it's talking about her. And then it's asking you for the most likely way that she would respond to that section. So I would reread that section and then think about what she would think about that after what you read in the article about her. So it's kind of a complicated question, really. I mean, you have to think about, what is the article telling you about that woman? You're having to think about what you know about her. How would she respond to these 2 lines here? Okay. Number 4, read the section mass ant killings. Okay, so again, back up in the article. Mass ant killings is this last section here. So it wants you to read that. Which sentence shows the author's point of view about camel spiders' threat to humans? A, so they eat quite a bit, but that doesn't necessarily explain one solifugid behavior, mass ant killings. B, they just tear ants in half consistently until they're surrounded by an enormous heap of ant carcasses. C, despite this odd violent behavior, remember, camel spiders can't hurt you. D, solifugids have so much great attitude and they're soft and fuzzy. So which of those gives you the best explanation of what the author's point of view is and how the author feels about camel spiders and their threat to humans specifically? Okay? So not just the author's opinion about them, but the author's opinion about how dangerous they are to humans, if that makes sense. Okay. Once again, we've come to the end of another article. This should be all for week 1. I'm going to go ahead and create more videos in the coming weeks for the next batch of NewsELA articles that she's going to send out. Do give us feedback, Miss Chastain and myself. Let us know if you have questions. Let us know if these videos are helping. If there's something we can do differently. Remember, this is a different kind of teaching than I've ever had to do before. So if there's something more that I can do to help you and assist you, either parents or students, feel free to contact me. My email is rlofton@wolves.k12.mo.us. And again, I hope you guys are having a good break, and I hope you guys, I hope I get to see you before the end of the year. You know, I do miss you guys, and I hope you guys are staying safe. Okay, see ya.